Now the Hang Seng index is currently down 10%. Our favorite NEO stock is down 11%. Leo down 11%. Xpeng down 10%. This comes after obviously the tariffs that were imposed by the President of the United States, Donald Trump. China received 34% of tariffs last week on Thursday, which on Friday already China had retaliated back with the same tariff to the United States of America. This back and forth obviously is shaking the global market. I mean, you will know that the United States of America, not only did they impose this tariff onto China, but many other countries received tariffs, including EU, my country, South Africa. Countries received some massive tariffs, and this is because President Trump said there is a lot of deficit, and he believes that, yeah, this unfairness on the two-way trades between the United States of America and other countries, it has to stop. And the way to do that, or to make trade to make a fair trade, and the way to do that is to obviously increase tariffs, which he did on Thursday. I mean, stock price of our favorite stocks or Chinese equities are dropping quite sharply, in as much or the same way that we are seeing stock market in the US is dropping. I mean, on Friday, as we discussed, S&P 500 finished down almost 6%, NASDAQ down 5.8%, Dow down 5.5%, which shows you that obviously things are not good, things are not looking good, and obviously there's a lot of panic from people, from investors, due to this trade war that is taking place globally. I mean, in as much as yes, this is not good, this, to the new investors, to those that are in the markets for the long term, present an opportunity of a lifetime. Again, because you'll know that the market, especially US stocks, they've just been on the rise, right? They've been doing so well, and I think this is also a breather that the market needed for the US stocks. But for Chinese stocks like NEO, who have not been even doing that well in terms of the share price, the opportunity is even more now. And of course, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying go buy Chinese equities, but in my personal opinion, more opportunities are on the Chinese equities, and the conditions are very much favorable now than the conditions we saw back in 2018, 2019 trade wars, right? The conditions have improved because, look, China has got a $1.4 trillion stimulus. China's inflation is extremely low, so they can take a bit of inflation. Whereas when you check on the other side, obviously, inflation in the US, it's not that low. This could lead into inflation being triggered, and we go back to the same territory, or the US go back to the same territory where interest rates have to be increased to try to cap down inflation. So this is what is happening. This is what we are seeing. I mean, the back and forth, honestly, it's bringing uncertainties, and this week might continue with the trend that we saw last week. Someone said NEO could go to $2.95 this week. But again, let's wait, let's see how things unfold, right? I mean, the markets in China are just responding to what we saw, of course, into Chinese equities on Friday. And this, again, it's something that is not good at all, because tariffs destroy competition, tariff destroy fair trade, tariff triggers inflation. This is not something that, of course, we want or we look forward to. I mean, NEO, yes, these tariffs, they don't get hurt that much, or they are not affected as much because they are not yet selling their cars into the United States of America, right? Yes, they can be getting some of the chips, some of the parts for their car in the United States of America, but it's not a lot. Most of their suppliers are in China, and some of the things they are developing themselves, which this gives me the confidence to say that, in my opinion, NEO is one of the stocks that is, of course, attractive in terms of the share price. Looking at what they are achieving, with looking at where they are going, looking at what they are announcing, what they are expecting to achieve, especially the profitability which they are expecting to achieve this year. this is a bargain, and me, I cannot wait, man. I'm just waiting for some money, and guess what? I'm buying 500 to 1,000 shares because it's a no-brainer that NIO will do very well in the future. I believe that this company will do so well in a way that those that are not taking the low trading prices opportunities, hopefully they don't regret at a later stage, right? But again, what to do with your money, it's up to you. What to do with your holdings of NIO, it's up to you. Some of the investors of NIO are complaining about the share price, but the good thing is that overall in China the conditions are favorable. As I've mentioned that the stimulus, as I've mentioned that their inflation is low, so things can really be positive for China amidst this. But again, let's wait, let's see. I mean, as soon as we notice that Trump yesterday posted something and he said, we have a massive financial deficit with China, European Union, and many others. The only way this problem can be solved or can be cured is with tariffs, which are now bringing tens of billions of dollars into the USA. They are already in effect and a beautiful thing to behold. The surplus of these countries has grown during the presidency of Joe Biden. We are going to reverse it and reverse it quickly. Someday people will realize that tariffs for the United States of America are very beautiful, or it's a very beautiful thing. So this is what he said yesterday, meaning that whatever is happening in terms of the tariffs that is imposed, he might not take them back, or there might be no return from the steps that he has taken of taking these tariffs or of throwing in tariffs into various countries, which is something that is not good. But again, China is ready, China is prepared. Remember the $1.4 trillion stimulus. BYDDY, by the way, I forgot to mention it, it's also down 11%, which obviously it brings an opportunity to increase their holdings, which is something that I think we should have at the back of our minds. It gives investors opportunities to increase their holdings. Otherwise, with all that, just thought I'd give you those quick updates. I don't know what you think about this. Blue sky is coming long term away. Those that are persevering will most definitely be rewarded with time. I'll be going in to buy more shares next week, not this week, next week. I'm going in to buy more shares of NIO, and hopefully things get better, hopefully things improve, and my average onto NIO comes down sharply. I'll see you on the next one, and God bless you all.